Hey, and welcome to today's live show. Just trying to get my phone working here, giving me a hiccup. There we go. And let's move that over there. Sorry about that. Here we are. I do want to share some stuff. We've got to make sure my phone's connected because we just don't know what's going to happen. But either way, welcome to a fantastic Friday. And welcome to this energetic moment because this is not just another live show. We're standing at the threshold of a new moon in Capricorn. And as the new moon, or the moon herself, has literally just entered Capricorn earlier today, descending into the darkness and just preparing to be reborn, preparing to build. This is the kind of moon that doesn't whisper. She plans, she structures, and she asks long-term questions. And it's a committed question. So it's like asking yourself, what are you committing to? And what are you building next? It's not just for now, but for the future. Because Capricorn doesn't work in quick wins. Capricorn works in legacy. We're also going to cover the 4 pillars today, the bones of this new moon. So today we're going to anchor into the 4 pillars for this new moon in Capricorn, the elemental bones of the moment, not just what you're feeling, but what's being constructed beneath your feet, the surface. And the 4 pillars reveal the pressure points, the supports, and the timing, along with the pathway forward. So this new moon isn't about wishing, it's about engineering your next chapter, which brings me to the other part of my show. Let me just scroll on over here to my little fun stuff happening. The Fire Horse Ceremony, but actually, let me go back over here. It's the Fire Horse Portal. This is a year-long initiation that's happening for us, all of us actually. And here's where the energy accelerates. So as we move towards 2026, the Fire Horse Portal is gaining momentum. And yes, this is it's a year-long curriculum, a ceremonial journey, rituals, a living initiation into the Yang Fire Horse year. On top of being in the Dagara cosmology, water. This is a year of water in the Dagara. So this isn't content you binge. This is wisdom you walk with. And inside the Fire Horse Portal, we're going to be working with monthly elemental initiations, lunar thresholds, ancestral fire, plus that water medicine, identity, recalibration, health, wealth, relationships, purpose, living your purpose, aligned by design. So this new moon in Capricorn is the perfect place to decide, like, am I ready to walk the year with intention, or let it happen to you, or myself for that matter? So the message of this moon is like entering the dark. So with the moon now in Capricorn, there's my little Capricorn there, yeah, and moving towards her new phase, we're in this quiet space before the ignition. So this is the dark soil. It's the blueprint phase, the moment before action. So if things feel quieter, heavier, more reflective, good. I'd say fantastic. I think we're doing great. The moon is teaching us how to listen before we leap. So take a breath, ground your body, be embodied, the embodiment, and feel where you're being asked to grow up, step up, or just even show up. Because today we're not just talking about astrology, we're actually talking architecture. So there's a larger current moving beneath everything we're working with right now. And the Fire Horse Portal isn't about hype or urgency, it's about readiness. So Fire Horse doesn't ask if you want to move, it asks if you're prepared to really sustain momentum without burning out. So what we're anchoring now through structure, discipline, and truth is exactly what allows the Fire Horse to become a carrier of destiny, not chaos. So I'll be speaking more about this at the end, but for the natal moons in Capricorn, Here is your personal new moon forecast off of YouTube if you're new here. I do natal moon forecasts for each of the moon signs during the season of the sun. As a reflector, I follow the moon. I just had my natal moon return in Scorpio, which I cleverly activate every year, I will say. But here's a cute little fun clip. If your natal moon is in Capricorn, natal moon in Capricorn during Capricorn season, your lunar return medicine. Oh la la. Capricorn moons in Capricorn season with a Capricorn new moon at the end. This is a triple earth initiation, a full system reset, an identity realignment, a karmic door opening. Let's pour the most potent medicine yet of the entire season. Moon medicine for Capricorn season. If your natal moon is in Capricorn, this is a lunar return, seasonal return, new moon rebirth, a full recalibration of your emotional, karmic, and vocational blueprint. So Capricorn season always resonates deeply with Capricorn moons, but this year is not just alignment, it's activation. You start the season already in your lunar frequency as the moon sits in Capricorn at the sun's ingress. Saturn, your ruler, direct, standing and strengthening your resolve, sharpening your intuition, calling your inner authority forward. Then the season culminates with the Capricorn new moon at the very end of the season. A cosmic new life assignment, a karmic checkpoint, a long-term soul blueprint reboot. This is your reinvention portal. Everything you build, choose, feel, or release now echoes for months, even years. So how can you feel? What are you feeling during this? You could be feeling a strong sense of self returning, increased emotional clarity, self-command, being in command, a desire to prune your life down to what truly matters, heightened discipline, focus, determination, even a deeper connection to your purpose, your authenticity, your gift, fewer emotional reactions, more emotional strategy, even a readiness to initiate major changes, strong instinctual guidance around career, home responsibilities, or less than. There could be even a sense that the universe is asking you to level up. That might be nice, right? Capricorn moons are not afraid of responsibility. They just want it to be meaningful. So this season brings meaning back. You're not just surviving, you're structuring your legacy. And moon medicine for this energy, number one, honor your emotional authority. Listen to your inner executive. It's sharper now than ever. And release. Release outdated timelines plus those expectations. The new moon invites a clean slate. Let go of the old version of you who carried way too much. And commit to a long-term vision. Hold the space for it. Capricorn magic is slow, steady, unstoppable. So hold the note. And create rituals of discipline that actually nourish you. Your structure equals your self-love. Remember that. And protect. Protect your solitude along with your sacred time. This is your incubation period. It's like going into the womb. And new moon medicine, your lunar return portal. The Capricorn new moon at the end of the season is your rebirthing moment. And for Capricorn moons, this lunation resets emotional patterns, upgrades your boundaries, rewrites your inner commitments, sets your next 12-month emotional cycle, and reactivates your personal purpose, strengthens your Earth Star connection, and clarifies the mission you're carrying forward. A suggested ritual, write a 12-month vision contract and release one burden that is no longer yours. Cleansing your home with smoke or sound, even stand barefoot in your piggies on the ground for at least 3 breaths, invoking every one, and of course light a candle for your new identity. This is your sovereign reset. And an Omen Days inspiration for Capricorn moons, part 2. Your omens appear through structure, authority, timing, and embodiment. I think we all need to embody first before we ascend, just a side note. But number sequences, 1s, 4s, 8s, 10s, 12s, energetically, bones, stone, mountain, or even ancestral symbols. Sudden insights around responsibility, physical sensations in your knees, your spines, or even your root center. Messages about leadership, maturity, mastery, rising to the top. Your theme is literally sacred authority moves into long-term alignment. Is it aligned? And every omen speaks or invokes or is asking, what new identity are you ready to step into? And a mantra for the Capricorn moons, the new moons. I rise into my mastery, honor my purpose, and build a future aligned with my truth. So, ashe and blessings. Ooh, super fun. I want to give a shout out to Jacob. Thanks for tuning in and commenting. Mark, Kelsey, Andrew, if you're still there. I see you on YouTube as well, if you're still gathering in the collective. But before we move any further today, I really do want to name something very important because we are not just moving through another lunar cycle. We are approaching a larger fire timeline. We are also in period 9, which is also fire. I think that's why this initiation is so magnificent or insightful. This fire horse portal is stirring, not loudly, but definitely unmistakably. And of course, Tiger wants to join the show today. So if you hear some rustling, it's because he knows he's not supposed to be on the shelf. So we'll throw him off. But the fire horse energy doesn't rush in. It arrives when the soul is ready to move. So fire horse is courage. Fire horse is destiny and motion. It's the moment when intuition turns into action and vision demands embodiment. So what we're doing right now with this Capricorn new moon, with structure, commitment, and integrity, is preparing the ground so the fire horse doesn't burn us. It carries us. So as we move through today's chart and this lunar moment, just know this. What you anchor and how now in the moment becomes the foundation for movement that is coming, the movement that's coming. So this is how we enter the fire horse portal, not through force, but through readiness. Now let's talk about the moon, maybe for a second here. I forgot this little thing. Where's this moon taking us next as we arrive at the new moon in Capricorn? So this energy shifts from vision into structure and from dreaming into building. Capricorn doesn't ask what's possible. It asks what's sustainable. So today, within the 4 pillars, it gives us a very specific energetic assignment to motate through, is what I want to say. So the 4 pillars: Yang, Water, Dragon, Day; Yin, Earth, Ox, Month. We have a new month. And a Yin, Wood, Snake, Year. And a Yang, Fire, Horse, Hour. This is preparing us. So the Day Master, that's our focus energy. It's the core energy of this new moon, being Yang, Water. So our Day Master, the Yang Water, is the river, the current. It's the great truth seeker. And Yang Water wants movement, meaning and forward flow. So it carries wisdom, intuition, and long-range vision. But Yang Water needs banks. Without structure, it floods, and without direction, it disperses. Think of the riverbanks. And our month pillar, the Yin, Earth, Ox, control plus containment. So we're in a Yin, Earth, Ox month, which controls the water. So this isn't punishment. This is actually refinement. The ox doesn't rush. The ox stabilizes. And the ox invokes or says, slow down, build it right. So this month disciplines emotional energy, and it asks for patience over impulse. It favors steady effort over dramatic moves. Like think of the oxen. So Earth here becomes the container for water, shaping intuition into something real. It's like from spirit to matter. And the Day branch, the dragon, which has Earth plus water in storage, the Yin water and Yin wood. So the dragon beneath our Yang Water Day Master is very powerful. It stores water and earth together in combination. So what does this create? I thought you'd never ask. Inner pressure to manifest, deep intuitive knowing, a sense that something important is forming, even if it's not visible yet. So this is gestation energy, not execution energy. So I'm really loving this. And of course, the year pillar, the yin wood snake, this has been a long-term transformation. So we're closing out the last animal month of the yin wood snake year, and that actually matters because the snake energy is invoking shed what's complete, don't carry old skins into the next cycle, transform quietly, strategically, and intentionally. So this new moon isn't about starting something flashy. It's about deciding what you are no longer willing to carry forward into the fire horse portal. So the hour pillar, which is the fire horse portal, ironically, the yang fire horse, this is ignition with restraint. So at the hour of yang fire comes the horse. The desire to act is strong. Fire fuels motivation, courage, momentum. But in this chart, fire must serve water and earth, not override them. So yes, inspiration is present, but Capricorn reminds us not every spark needs to become a wildfire or a wildling. And the Capricorn new moon message is what I want to say. This new moon, let me just go back to that little image. This new moon, and I know the moon and the sun aren't conjunct here, but whatever, it's just what it is. But it's speaking, it's asking what truth can hold, or what structure can hold your truth, and what commitment deserves your energy fully, like your focus, and what foundation are you ready to build? Slowly, deliberately, and more importantly, with integrity. So yang water brings the vision, yin earth provides the discipline, and the snake in the year, because it's kind of a final declaration, is offering the wisdom of release. And fire waits for the right moment. The element that's missing is metal. It's in storage in the ox. It's in discernment. And earth animals and pillars are always transitional energies. So this is a very transitional moment, is what I want to say, as fire is waiting for the right moment. So this is a new moon for planting serious seeds. Capricorn is kind of serious. It's also the dark father, the kind that don't bloom overnight, but more importantly, they endure. And the new moon ritual, of course, it's called Building the Mountain That Holds My Truth. That's going to be posted in the coven shortly. But this ritual is about commitment, not manifestation. And on a side note, coming up from commitment to conscious effort, I want to just say after the Capricorn new moon, we have the first quarter moon. And this becomes a moment of decision through effort. It's the incision decision. So this is where the seed you plant begins to ask something of you. So the first quarter moon doesn't demand perfection, Virgo. It asks for participation. You have to participate. So you may feel the friction, could feel the resistance, or the realization that something needs adjusting, tweaking. So that's not a sign that you chose wrong. It's a sign that structure is being tested. And that's kind of what the universe does for us. So at the first quarter moon, you really want to ask yourself, what requires consistent effort now? But also what needs refinement, not abandonment. You don't want to quit and abandon your seedling. Or where do I need to show up differently? So this is earth energy in motion. It's not dramatic, but powerful energetically and otherwise. So what do I want to say here? This is where it all kind of connects. So this is also where the fire horse begins to kind of stir. And fire horse doesn't move on impulse. It moves when the inner structure can support the momentum. So if you feel pressure during this first quarter moon, don't rush to escape it. You want to really be grounded, centered, protected in your sacred space And you really want to ask yourself, inside voice in your heart, like what is trying to strengthen you right now in this moment? Because that's kind of the message there. So in ceremony, that's kind of what we do. We're building the body that can hold the fire. So it's about staying present, staying intentional, and it's the movement, knowing the movement is coming. I was going to do a short break, but we're just going to hop right on over to cowrie shell divinations. So if you want me to move the shells on your behalf, comment your year and month of birth, and I'll tune into the shells. I'll kick Tiger off of them. So I am going to switch scenes. It's going to be a little different here, but it'll work. There we are. So as you can see, Tiger is on the shells. Now, cowrie shell divination, again in the Dagara, we're in a water year. So this is about peace, being in the flow, it's currency, and identity shifting. And if you don't know what identity shifting is, we shift identities all the time, whether we go from being single to being engaged, from being engaged to being married, whether we go from a job to a career. We're shifting identities all the time. And I've been working with somebody assisting and shifting my own personal identity moving forward. So if that's something you're curious about or interested in, just comment in the show notes and I'll share the link for that as well. But it's really about climbing back into your skin, recognizing your purpose. Because a lot of us live purpose through the eyes of another. And when energetic hiccups happen, it's because we're not living our own divine purpose. We're living the purpose of what maybe our parents put on top of us, or an identity from school or some other timeline frequency. So I do have that. But again, if you're interested in having me move the shells, I'll kick a little Tiger off here. And cowrie shell divination, I usually invoke spirit before I begin. Call in your ancestors, the great spirit. I move the shells and then I basically read them. So if there's something that's nudging you, this is the part of the show. I do mini divinations. I also do private ones. I bring in not just your shells, the world of spirit and the Dagara. I'm part of the fire clan. Fire is visions and dreams and prophetic insight, psychic surgery, that kind of stuff. I was blessed by death when I was 7. So for me, that's kind of the universe. That's why I say blessed by death. I was called back to go into the spirit world and work with spirit. That's how I worked with Malidoma. It was all spirit initiated, divine introspection, basically, integration. That's how that came about. But the shells, I move, I read them. Usually they're pretty prophetic. I just let what flows in, channel in for them. So if you're feeling the nudge for a live session, mini, or if you want a private session, obviously, those are also available. But I do bring in your personal 4 pillars chart, the elements, to really design a private ritual for your unique energetic presence, your gift, your purpose, to live your purpose. We're all here purpose to do something. This is just my gift that I'm purposed to do. That's why I go live on Fridays. So if nobody's interested in a divination, that's kind of what I do. All you got to do is comment on your end. I'm not seeing any comments on YouTube or Facebook, and that's totally fine. No problem there. But I do want to say again, before we close today, I really do want to return to something I named earlier, the Fire Horse Portal. I'm super excited about it because the Fire Horse is not about sudden action. It's about sustained movement with integrity. Grounded integrity. So everything that we explored today, whether it was the Capricorn new moon, the first quarter moon, the effort of it that comes after, the need for structure, commitment, this is the preparation phase, which I'm stoked, right? The Fire Horse only activates when our nervous system is ready, when the foundation is strong, and when movement won't cost you your health, your clarity, or even your soul. So the Fire Horse Portal is a space for those who feel that inner readiness, the identity shifting. It's not to rush forward, but to move in alignment, divine alignment with rhythm, the seed sounds, the direction, and also purpose. Definitely purpose, 100%. So if it resonates, you'll feel it, but not as pressure, but as recognition. So you don't need to decide anything today, tonight. Just notice what stirs. And when the time is right, the door will be there energetically and prophetically. So I really am obviously excited. So we are not chasing the fire. We are becoming the vessel that can carry it. People throw shade and dim your light all the time. And if people can throw shade and dim your light, then I can radiate your brilliance. I believe we're all stars on the spiritual walk of fame. I do that in my sessions. And if you don't know me, my name is Tanya D. My motto is changing lives, igniting passions on the information highway while awakening the spirit. So shine on and radiate your brilliance for all the world to see. 2026 is not a year to dim your light. It's a year to identity shift and become your purpose. It's definitely a year of your own becoming. And again, if you feel called or nudged to shift your identity, the portal is open. So with that, I say ashe and blessings. And of course, I'll see you next Friday. We're going to stir some more pots. I believe I'm going to bring in the 4 pillars for the lunar transition into the fire portal. Don't quote me on that. I feel like that might be my accent point. I do have the new moon in Capricorn, musing moon meditation and ritual coming up on YouTube shortly. So yeah, that's about it. I want to thank Tiger for moving the shells. Where we belong is shifting. Somebody's going to have a new relationship activated. Forces of adversity, tug and pull. So just be aware of that. He did move the shells. That's awesome. Okay, that's it for today. Thanks for tuning in. If you're still tuned in, I'll see you next Friday. Ashe, blessings.